Hey.
Hey, good morning.
Hello.
We'll get started. Thanks so much for tuning into Network Live TV, where we're going to talk about how to increase your networking efforts locally, nationally, or internationally, as well as discuss things that will help you up your game online. We are here Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern. I am your host, Sabrina Watson, founder of NetworkLiveVirtually.com, where you can grow your business through creating live virtual relationships all over the globe. Our meetings and membership are totally free, so don't miss your chance to come network and build relationships with amazing people. I want to make sure that our audience knows we are looking for people who are absolutely serious about building their brand and their business while establishing their authority and creating a larger circle of influence. So the people we're looking for are going to have three main qualities. They're team players, self-motivated, and dependable. So if you feel like you have these qualities, please reach out to me and let's talk about the benefits of being a host with NetworkLiveVirtually.com. I want to thank my guest today, Miss Kit Wong, for taking time out of her day to come hang out with us. I want to introduce you to my co-host, Christy Smallwood. She is the author of The No Rules Way in Entree Networking and currently owns Eagle Eye Executives. Christy Smallwood's background includes 20 plus years in media, marketing, and advertising, plus organizational management with focus on developing and launching new projects. Christy is a trained executive coach specializing in leadership communication, organizational I got myself lost here. Specializing in leadership communication.
She has no criteria. It's hard, right?
Her experience covers a variety of industries: ad agencies, radio, franchises, small business, corporate, and ministry and nonprofits. And she's going to help you bring order to chaos and get things done right. Whoops, there's the phone. So, good morning, ladies. So nice to see you both.
Good morning.
Christy, let me tell you a little bit about Kit. Kit Wong is an author, owner, creator, and lead instructor of the Math Accelerator, that's a trademarked program. She came from a very strong background in the mathematics and technology fields and received both her bachelor's and master's degrees in engineering at Drexel University. She has over 25 years of tutoring experience from elementary through to the doctoral, did I say that right, level. Kit was an engineer and technical project leader at one of the largest engineering firms in the world before she realized her passion to help kids to fall in love with math. That's some impressive stuff, Kit. Welcome. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Christy.
absolutely. How did all of that come about? Because to fall in love with math, I usually tell people, because I don't do math in my head quickly. I can do math, not in my head quickly. It's like a relationship. I need to spend time with it. So,
Well, that's a misconception because everyone are taught in the traditional way and one way, and people just don't realize that mathematics is about logic and how to think outside the box. So my whole life, I mean, I love school, but at the same time, school never really motivated me until I hit college. And teacher, every year, my mom always tell me this. Teacher parents conference is like, does your teacher always just copy the same notes and pass it year after year after year? Because the same line they tell my mom is, your daughter is one of the laziest students we have, but she managed to get #1 in math every year without doing anything. And so they said, how does she do it? And my mom said, I don't know. And so I say, well, I guess the key is not to listen, then you will do well. Right? And but anyway, after I had my own kids and and my kids are very smart, and I never thought, math will be an issue until the whole Common Core started a few years ago in our township. And one day I walk into the teacher parents conference, and the teacher, said, "Oh, your daughter Jessica seems to be struggling in math." And I said, "Am I hearing that right?" I said, "My own daughter is struggling in math?" I said, "That's not possible, right?" Because So I went home and talked to my daughter, and after a long conversation, and I realized that the reason that she was struggling is not that she doesn't understand math. It's just that, because the Common Core is very strict on some way, and it's so new most teacher doesn't know how to teach it right. And so I said, hey, what if I show her how I understand math when I was a kid by thinking outside the box and by really knowing the logic behind numbers. So I started playing games with her. And a month later, the teacher said, Jessica, what happened to you? How does you went from struggling to getting A's on every single test? And she said, oh, all my mom does with me is play games. So she said, what do you mean playing games? So I was invited to school. And so I had a fun math class in the gym with her whole entire class. And the teacher saw how kids are screaming and running and say, this is so awesome. And at the end of the class, the teacher was like, this is the best math class ever. Well, how can you say no when a child is learning math by, interactive games, right? And the classroom has no table, no chairs, and you come in with running shoes and a bottle of water. And because if you think about it, kids in school, they're so busy copying every single word and numbers from the board. What are you taking away from them? 80% of the focus and concentration. They're not really learning everything the teacher's teaching them because they're so busy copying. But so if you throw that away and make them 100% focused, they are learning so much faster. And at the same time, you're showing them how to think outside the box, and everything becomes so easy, and you can relate what they're learning in life and what's there else for them to not understand, right? And then we are always interacting with them, so they're not afraid of asking questions as well. So that's how my whole concept started, and that's how I started putting my book together, and I started running my program in my town. And every parent and student who enter my programs actually love it. So people keep telling me, you have to grow your program, you have to grow your program, so more kids will start falling in love with math. But first day of class is always the funniest. Kids will come in with the big giant notebook and then say, where are all the tables and chairs? And I said, well, why are you coming with a giant notebook? There's no note to take. And so I learned that I always put a table on the side first day of class. That here's the table for all the notebooks.
I was just going to say, just so they can pile their notebooks on.
Yes.
That's
it's the
crazy.
Funniest thing. Everyone's always scratch their head when they open the door and say, where are the chairs and tables? And then parents start hearing all the screaming, laughing, and parents always try to break into the classroom. So I learned that I had to lock the classroom during class so they cannot break in. So because they say it's not fair for kids to have fun and adults just sitting out there and listening and feeling miserable just waiting. So I have many parents asking me, can we have a math class for adult only? And I was like, really? Adult wants to do a math class as well? So this is another new concept that I am looking into. Maybe I should have a math class for parents as well. So maybe parents will get a more enjoyment, helping their kids at home. Because it's all about playing games. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So can you give us an example of a game?
Yes. For example, it's very easy. If you think about it, most kids, I know so many adults tell me they still count fingers a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the thing is I came up with a system how you can have a child or even adult stop counting fingers within the first 10 minutes or 20 minutes. And it's very easy. If you think about it, if you know all your doubles, like 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2, 3 plus 3, which everybody knows, and then you know all the grouping of 10, 1 plus 9, 2 plus 8, 3 plus 7, by using those combinations, you will understand the logic. For example, let's say I have 4 plus 7. I know the grouping of 10 for 7 is 3, and 4 is only 1 bigger than 3. What is that telling me? I already know the 10, and since 4 is only 1 bigger than 3, it's 11. Do you see the concept there?
Oh, it's
Did you-
Three plus seven.
Did,
I'm sorry.
did you get, did you
I know
get that,
because it's really
Christy?
hard. No, if you think about seven, we know 7 plus 1 equals to 10. It's 3, right?
It's 3. Yeah.
Because we just talk about. I know it's hard because we're just talking about it at a at this. But
Right.
if you understand the grouping of all the tens, and as soon as you see a 7, 7 go with 3 will make a 10. That automatically puts a 10 there. And since 7 plus 4, the 4 is only 1 bigger than 3. That's telling you that it's 11 because it's the 1 right after
So
it.
basically, you're getting to 10 and then just adding on the extra.
Right. So once they realize that they already know all the common sense and logic behind it, and so what I go in is I teach them the logic to try to understand the logic of what I just said. I mean, it's kind of hard now. We're just doing it on a show and without a board in front of you to see the difference. But if you can actually see it visualized in front of you, that's why I always emphasize visual is the best way for you to understand the logic. And to just try to think about it in your head is much harder because you just have a bunch of numbers moving around, right? But when you can see the visually at first and understanding the concept, everything will make sense. So that's why you can see that now you're struggling because I'm just talking and you have to visualize everything in your head.
I still remember watching back in school. The only time I really got excited in math class is whenever she pulled out movie day. We got to watch Donald in Math Magic Land.
And guess what? We do a lot running around. We do competitions. And one of the way to practice with that, let's say you have a deck of Uno card or a deck of just regular playing card. How do I get someone to to add faster, like what we just talked about? You start doing a competition. Let's see how fast you can. Let's say we have 2 players. That's the first player will start adding first card, second card, from second card to third card and fourth card. Keep on adding, see how high they can add it to. And since the other person who's playing also have to make sure the person who he is going against it adding it correctly, you're also helping the other person to kind of learn add faster, right? So once the person loses, that person keeps all the cards they added correctly, and then we switch the role. So the person who was going against it are putting the card out. So we keep going back and forth until we use up all the card. Whoever has the biggest stack, of course, wins. So even though this is such a simple game, kids absolutely love it because then they feel like they are competing with the other kids and trying to win. And the more practice, just playing few minutes a day, next thing you know, the kids are adding faster and faster and more accurate. And I have so many parents tell me that the kids started competing with them, and because kids' motivation, you always want to give them motivation, and most kids' motivation is to beat the parents. So I always encourage parents, and every week I say, here's the practice with you and your child. This is the game. I want to play maybe 10 minutes with them, but I always come back when they say, yeah. The 10 minutes become an hour because they just don't want to stop. I say, isn't that a good thing? Because it means that they're willing to practice, right? And that's where you can see the more you can motivate a child to have fun while learning, the more they're willing to do it. And that means that they do, they accelerate faster and they do better at school faster.
So how is your method in comparison to what is this new math? Because this new math came when old Christy left school.
Yeah. And when old Sabrina left too.
Well, there's pros and cons about the new math. I think the new math is just they are trying to take approach that other countries are using, but they don't either. One of the problems is they don't know how to adopt that system correctly, and then they presenting it to the student. And second, if you think about it, in the U.S. Elementary school, you have a homeroom teacher, and the homeroom teacher teach every single core subject, right? Is everybody expert in every subject? No. Well, if you have a teacher who is not good in math, but you are stuck with that teacher for that year, and the teacher has to learn a new way to teach the student, what happened? The students start falling behind, and then once the student fall behind, lose the interest, when they move up, it's really hard for them to catch up. And so the more they fall behind, the less interest they have for the subject. And that's one of the problems I see with my students. So what I do is, like, I don't care about the grade, I don't care about the age. It's all about where the foundation is. And you need to build the child based on, from the part where they start having issues. And that's the key of helping them to build it. And the problem with the school is they don't care the teacher can do it or not. Because you're the homeroom teacher, you have to teach every single subject. But since the Common Core is really came from Singapore math, and in Asia, school is different because even in elementary school level, they work just like high school here. You have a teacher that expert in that subject, and the teacher are solely teaching that only subject for all the students. So of course, students aren't going to struggle as much because you have an expert in that field teaching it. Not like you have a teacher here who has to teach so many subjects, no matter they're good at it or not, they are forced to teach it. So that's one of the problems. Yep.
Well, I mean, with you, so going back to your program, Sabrina was asking, do you teach in person only or online as well? I mean, how has your program itself grown?
For now, I'm only doing it in person because I find if in person is the most effective because it's more of a group lesson. And I did look into how I can integrate my program into a online format. It can get right now. I think it's a little too expensive for me to integrate that feature in because to make it work the way I want it, it would be quite expensive. So it's the dollar sign that's what's really kind of holding me back by offering it online. And I'm the type of person, if I don't believe I can offer a good program that will help people, I would rather not do it because by just creating something to make money but not benefiting the customer, it just kind of not, to me, is unethical, and ethics to me is very important. So
are you still located just in your town, or how has the program itself expanded? How far out do you go?
I started part-time about 3 years ago in my town, and so a couple years ago I decided to quit my job and to make it to perfect my program. And then last year I decided to open my own center in Morristown. So we are growing, and I have students that goes from another so I'm residing in New Jersey. So I have students even coming from Philadelphia during the weekend, to participate. I have students that's coming from out of town that drives about 40 minutes after school to come to my program. So I'm hoping that eventually, once my program get more well known and bigger, I will be able to offer the program in more location where I think it will be a big attraction. And one of my plan is I want to try to work with local school, to see I can offer a program maybe once a week at the school to kind of be a filler, to kind of give them a help the kids to think outside the box. To see mathematics is it's not so hard to learn, and there are other ways for you to think of a topic and not just one way. So that it's so for a new business starting, funding is always an issue, and always don't want to control the cost of expense, the operating cost. So that's what is preventing me from growing up quickly.
Now, are you are you for profit or a nonprofit?
I originally was going to start it as nonprofit, but then we switched to pop, and then I decided to do it for profit because Board of Education are, with the government, it makes it very hard to do a nonprofit. And after consulting with lawyer,
Mhm.
I have 3 lawyers told me the best way is to go with profit route because becoming a nonprofit, it's just not going to work.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of those concepts I would see on Shark Tank
Mm-hmm.
for licensing and growth that way. You have to have on, like, you could be teaching teachers. You could have your
Yeah.
own stable of teachers that go
Yes.
out and spread the good news of how fun math is.
Yes, and that's my goal. That's my goal that I want to do because I really think that our country has so much potential, and kids are, kids are born very smart. It's just us, not knowing how to make things make sense and fun for them. That's what make them kind of, stay away from the subjects that are actually interesting. And if we can make it interesting for them to see is how much fun it is and how easy it is, I think that we don't have to always outsource things in our country and also looking for talents from other countries because we have it within our country and we just don't know how to build them, you know? So by doing this, I hope that, maybe we will start seeing, oh, we have the talents here. We don't always have to struggle trying to hire other people from other places, right? And that also helps to create more jobs for the country too. So, and my kids, I think because I'm always doing my way with my kids, so that they never can really understand why people struggle. So they always come home asking me, say, "Mommy, why are people struggling in math? I don't understand." And I said, "Well, honey, because you guys don't like to listen to the way teacher teach you. You guys just come home, oh, mommy, what do I do with this topic? And that's why you don't see it. But now what we want to do is we want other people to know math is not hard. Math is just all about logic and common sense. And by helping your friends understanding it, they will start falling in love. And so far, everybody, really like that idea.
It's kind of like a
And
math
parents are,
movement.
yeah, yes,
Math
because
movement.
it's such a shame because math is really easy if you understand the logic and and if you can see there's so many ways to solve one problem. It's any type of problem solving. It doesn't even have to be math. It can be any subject. It's like science, biology, right? How does our nowadays, how do we advance in technology? How do we advance in medicine? Is to think outside the box. But our school is not teaching our kids how to think outside the box. It's always teaching our kids, okay, here's one row, and you're only going down this row. There's no other way to go. It's that end. But that's not true. There's always other routes. We are not showing them what other routes can they take, right? So in my class, sometimes I do like a pop quiz, and also like sometimes it's the student teaching day. So I actually have created random problem, and they have to pick the problem, and they have to present and show the class how would they handle and deal with the problem. And so that way we can help them if we see there's something wrong with the way that they're doing their approach, and also to see is there any other new idea that because student is also teacher themselves, they just don't realize it. So you want them to be able to express their ideas, and that's how I perfect my system as well. I have student comes in to help me say, hey, I just thought of this game, why don't we try it? And then you guys can tell me what you see something wrong with that, and what do you like and what don't you like about it. And because nobody's perfect, and for you to really make something that makes sense for everybody, you have to work as a team. So, and we have to start listening to our students. to see why are they struggling and what keeps them from not, not doing well at school, instead of just forcing them to learn one way.
Well, we have to do that with adults too a lot. So,
Exactly.
which is one of the reasons why we also
Right.
have other hosts and shows through Network Live virtually. So, Sabrina, you want to say something real quick about that?
I do. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to, again, remind our audience that at networklivevirtually.com, you can connect with people from all over the world. So if you have the ability to sell your products or services or present your products or services outside of your geographical area, then you need to be hanging out with us, right? And I want to so I want to also make sure that our audience knows that today at 2 p.m., Christy Smallwood hosts a live group. Here's the link for that group. And we are live with audio and video. There's a presentation, a round robin of introductions, and contact exchange information. So be sure to join us there. So, Kim, how do you use, I want to ask the question about social media though. How do you use social media to help your business?
I've been using Facebook a lot, and it's because it seems like when I find a group of, especially local group where they have parents group, where they or town group, because as like like we talked about with the new format of Common Core, there are just so much complaint and stress about it. So I will try to answer people's questions, saying, "Oh, hey, or maybe you want to try this," and also, "Hey, if you really want to, to see it different, you can bring your kids and come over and try out a class for free." And normally, for many people are very open-minded, and they will say, "Oh, I can go try it and get my kids evaluated and talk to me," and most of the time after one class, kids are hooked, and kids will say, "When can I come back?" So I think that selling it as, I guess, packaging yourself to let people know you're out there to help them, that seems to help. But I also use a marketing company for a little while, which it doesn't we looks like we are not really looking at the right market. So I am still trying to learn more about marketing and social media, how I can promote my business, which you guys are the expert that that might be able to help me to grow my business. And that way maybe soon we will see that people not going to say I hate Common Core or I hate math anymore, right? More people say, oh, math is so much fun, I love math. And then we see more more talents coming out of the country. Yeah.
Go ahead, Chrissy. Nobody wants to step on anybody else's toes when it comes to conversation.
Well, I do have the book. I'm not sure the links still. I'm pretty sure the links still work because we have a limited time of the free download of my book. For those who wants to learn a little bit more about why is my way of teaching math is different than what you see at school, because I'm always trying to invent ways of for different topic, how can you see things a little easier. So that book gives you some introduction of some of the elementary to middle school topics, which of course it doesn't cover everything, because then the book would be so humongous, right?
Now, Kit, do you have a link to your book or a download?
Yeah, I was just going to ask you. Thank you.
If you have that link, go ahead and include it in the sidebar and share it with us. That way we can have that access.
Okay. Yeah, because I think Sabrina on the last slide, I have the link there as well, but let me go to it. See. Give me a second. Oh, I think that free link I think just expire. But you can actually go to Amazon. It is on Amazon that you can get both. But let me show you the link. So give me 1 second.
Yep, go ahead and share whatever link you have to the
Okay,
book.
getting there.
Are we able to find it?
Yes, it's just coming up. So give me 1 second.
Okay, awesome.
So you can get the both, either the downloadable copy or the hard copy through this Amazon link. Oh, here we go. Send message. Can you see it?
I see a smiley face.
That's very strange. I had the link there, but it's not showing. I wonder why it's not. Because when I do a paste, I see the link, but when I send it, it show up as a smiley face. I wonder why. Okay, Carmen.
So what is the title of your book again? What's the title?
Math Accelerator.
Math
If you go to Amazon, yes, you can go to Amazon and you just search for Math Accelerator by Kit. Maybe you can, and you will be able to find me right on the top. My computer just got installed with the Windows 10 yesterday, so
Did it do that itself, Kit?
Yes. I don't know what happened. It was like in the middle of something, all of a sudden it just start installing it, and I couldn't stop it. So I said, okay, I guess I'm stuck with it, and I have no idea what changed on my computer after the install. Now I know.
Yeah, I had a client meeting yesterday actually, and he told me his experience was he left one night, he come back in the next morning, all he had was this black screen, no buttons on it. It had done the update automatically. He's like, I couldn't get to anything. I didn't know what to do. It all disappeared.
When I turned on the computer this morning, it was still running. That's why I thought that, I'm going to be late for the meeting, because by 10:30 it was still running on my computer.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it just ended, and then I have the login problem, I think because of the install. So sorry about the late.
So on your social media efforts, what type of marketing elements are you using when you are messaging with your people out there?
Well, I'm not that familiar with the social media marketing. So like I said, my own marketing company has been creating like blogs for me and posting it on Facebook, but not really doing any interactions. So even though the post looks great, I'm not really getting too much interaction and traction there. So now my social media interactions, I'm focusing on more of like local area groups. That seems to be giving me results just by posting sometime a topic, say, hey, it's for example, said, midterms coming up, and here are something that you can do to help, your kids.
Now, do you have a Facebook page?
Yes, I do.
Is it under Math Accelerator?
Correct.
Math Accelerator. There we go. New Jersey. Okay.
That's right.
So, as I'm looking, my first impression, good, you got your logo at the top. Cute little video. Yay. Now, do you have any pictures or examples of testimonials from parents or kids?
I do. I have. I posted them a long time ago. So I think it's time for me to. right. And also, I think it's time for me to get more testimonial from parents too,
Yep.
because yeah, so I can start sharing them.
I like that you got problems of the week, little blog
Hmm.
stuff. That's good. Because I think one of the key things for you is probably
Hmm.
going to be show the fun aspect of math,
Right.
because that's the
Which
only
I
thing
think, yeah, I think one of the problem with that is because me being in class, I cannot, do the video. I will need somebody to help to kind of tape the video, and then I can kind of show it online and say, hey, look,
let the
this is a
parents
math
compete for
class.
that, right? Give the parents
Ah,
a
there you go.
problem to solve, then they can be the video
Mhm.
taker in the room and play and laugh with the kids while they're at it. So the parents are then competing for time in the room.
Well, that's a good idea. Instead of letting them all go in, just have to say, okay, today, such a parent. Because I do notice that I do let parent in one day out of the whole season. And that day, normally parents are very into the games and doing it. And then I kick them out as they get all excited, say, "Oh, you're gonna be participating with the kids." I said, "I'm sorry, this is your only chance." And then I say, from now on, you'll be outside of the room, which my room has a big glass door, which you always see a bunch of parents peeking in, and they know they're not allowed to come in. So that's the reason why I say I have many parents requesting, can I have a math class for them as well? Because by having all the parents in there with the student, it's also distraction. I mean, if you guys as a parent, you probably when you are in watching a sports, it's almost like when you're watching your child playing a sport, you're on the sideline and you're always screaming, say, "Hey, pay attention! I know you can do that one. And what's 4 plus 4, right?" And so it becomes a stress for students, and that's another reason why I keep parents outside of the classroom, so the student can can enjoy the class freely without being stressed that my mom's behind my back. I better act certain way or I better answer the question. So that's the biggest challenge I have when parents are in the classroom with the students together.
You don't have to let them all in. One
Right,
to do the job,
exactly.
mind you. They
Yep,
have to do that job of video taking or pictures of
yep,
just in general.
right.
And then definitely utilize those parent
Hmm.
testimonials. The kids are going,
Yes.
"Oh, we had so much fun." And the parents are going, "Yeah, they had fun. We didn't get to play with them." Right. So, it's that
Yeah,
aspect of my kids doing
yeah.
so great and I'm jealous because they're
Hmm.
having a great time. So, and
Because
learning.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Because that's the complaint I get from parents say, it's horrible to just hear them and watch them having fun, and we just get to watch and peek through the door. So I think they will really like that. They get to randomly be selected in to participate in the class.
Mhm.
And
So
yeah.
incorporating those two things, bumping up pictures
Hmm.
of not just problems, but the
Definitely.
fun aspect of math
Hmm.
is going to be a key
Yeah.
thing for you on your social media because
No, definitely.
you're developing, what do you want them to feel about
Hmm.
math when they come to your stuff on social media?
Yes.
And so
No, definitely.
keeping that
Yeah.
in mind, using those
Hmm.
methods and techniques, then you'll know
Yeah.
how to gather your content to put out there. And then the groups,
Right.
you're doing great with the groups because that's perfect. You're
Hmm.
really what we're trying to do online, like we do
Hmm.
here, is developing those relationships. We're meeting new people. And so to develop that
Yes.
relationship, it's how you have those conversations. So
Hmm.
groups are great on Facebook as well as LinkedIn,
No, definitely.
but on Facebook more because you're going to have a lot more of the parents looking,
Hmm.
it's going to be that kid thing on Facebook more than
Yeah.
LinkedIn.
Now my question is, how Facebook has the pay ad. I mean, I tried some of those pay ad features, but it doesn't really seem to draw me too much, I guess, success or feedback. It seems like it's all the interaction that's what's bringing me business and bringing people's interest. So, how do you feel about if I run more ads? What is the best way to capture the attention?
Now, there's been some differing opinions about ads or
Hmm.
different things out there. What I did one of my other clients that was very successful for them is we looked at their business page and whatever had already created a good, healthy engagement, a few comments, a bunch of likes, we boosted that post.
Oh, okay.
Right? So it became a sponsored. It wasn't just an official, hey, come buy this. This was a boosted post so that you could get more people to see that because there's already engagement with it.
Yes.
You already know people are like that stuff. So let's get more people to like it. And that's one of the things that has really, I've done that for myself and it's worked. So I would consider that first before doing the ad stuff. Once you create more of an audience, then go into the ads.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because it seems like, people not knowing what that is and just clicking it, you're just paying for the ad, but you don't get any reaction from people.
I tell you, you do a little testimony, you do a video, you get somebody to help you with this, where you get a parent and kid testimonial. You do that video, post it on your page. You're going to get engagement because people love videos, especially if you got fun kids running around acting like crazy fools. Then you're going to boost that one, and you'll be surprised how well that can take off.
Okay. I know. It seems like everyone that takes off is related to a video. Yeah.
And if you could keep it short, I have a hard time doing my 2 Cent Tuesdays less than 5 minutes. It's really hard. I try to keep them right close to 3, but I'm long-winded. So if you can keep it, that 2 to 3 minute time frame is perfect. People can sit there for that long and do that. So try not to go over 3 minutes with the video, and you're going to be spot on.
Okay. Well, thank you for your advice. Is there any other advice you think I should pursue with my type of businesses? Because one of my ideas is to try to, contact no-go schools, but I think charter school and private school will be easier than public school because public school is so controlled by the government and it's very hard to get through. But versus private school and charter school are more independent, and so they are more open-minded and allow new ideas to be expressed.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to have a lot less red tape working with private schools.
Yes.
No, and definitely. They have a better way to garner funds than public schools do.
No, definitely.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, because it's the web tape that is really keeping my my program to to be expressed in my daughter's school because the teacher loves it. The teacher and parents loves it because they know me and they know the system. But it has been so painful to even get them to say, hey, can we try my system more in the school so more kids will like it? But unfortunately, because all the web tape between the Board of Education and what they allow and don't allow to be in school, it's impossible to really do anything with them.
All right.
Yeah, I lost my thought. Too many things went off at once. So sorry.
That's okay.
Dr. Corey has just stopped by. Free eval coaching interview on my Blab shows. Okay, Dr. Corey, we got like 4 minutes. So come on in and say hello to everybody. This is Dr. Corey Squared.
Hello.
Good morning, ladies.
How do you say that, Dr. Corey? PH squared?
I'm more than a squared. I'm oxytangular kind of thing.
What?
Okay, ladies, good morning. Let me introduce myself. I'm Dr. Corey, owner of Free Frequency Evaluation Coaching hashtag. The university that I've created is called Dreams Come True University. And in my research, with all the education and background that I have, 2 PhDs and 2 masters, one in psychology, marital family therapy, and one in science of law. One in business and one in PhD in psychology. I like to say that teachers today, they do not know what it means that, someone like maybe as educated as Moses was. For example, I'm just making examples for our educated academic ladies like you could precisely understand what I'm talking about. Teachers don't know that Moses finally had to go 40 days up in the mountain somewhere alone and get the 10 commandments, for example, from, per se, God, whatever we may call it. So the academic department has slowed down, and that's why I created my university to really teach about that telepathic or frequency or love consciousness that has its own beat, has its own frequency, has its own measurements.
Okay.
Okay, so if you like, as teachers, you're teachers, right?
Well, I guess you can call that. My background is not a teacher.
Kit is. I don't know about us.
Okay, what you guys, what you gals do, basically for professionally?
Well, I used to be a technical project manager before I quit my job and opened my own educational center.
Okay.
This is Kit.
Okay, and you?
Which you are you talking to, Dr. Corey?
Is it, Miss Dorothy? I cannot read here from the Christy.
Christy.
Yeah, I'm a business coach and trainer.
Okay,
so I
great.
work with small businesses on all of their needs to get better.
And I just spend all my time introducing people.
Okay, well, if you like to basically peel another layer of onion in your life and get closer to exactly what you want before you pass on whatever is left to your children or to your community, I suggest that check out my program and see how beneficial the training will be for you and the community. And maybe we can basically go 50-50 on this.
I'm sorry, what is it you're offering, Dr. Corey?
I have created a university. It's called Dreams Come True University, which works with telepathic consciousness or empathic consciousness, that within that frequency, students will be able to be prepared to get their own, if you might call it a PhD or whatever layers of their credentials that want to be at in that frequency, to be able to offer the community these kind of trainings so we can go a little bit closer to our destiny before we die.
If you have information on that, you're welcome to put that in the sidebar, and I'm sure people would love to check that out.
Yeah, put it in the sidebar, Dr. Corey. We would love to see what you got happening.
Go to my website and check out my program. And I like to also have you even taste some of this basically items that may be there, or try it on your face, or if you have any weight management kind of a thing that may happen with you as you may try them. I want to know your feedback. I want to interview you in my show, Dreams Come True TV, in order to give you that frequency evaluation coaching, or you can call me in private on my confidential line, and my information is here. You can get that free evaluation coaching that is absolutely aligns your frequency to whatever you want in your life, or shifts yourself to go towards that GPS.
Well, thank you for sharing your information, Dr. Corey. I think, Sabrina, we're going to be wrapping up because it is noon. I'm going to have to head out. So
It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure.
Nice meeting you.
Good day.
Bye.
Dr. Corey, nice to meet you. And you guys, just want to say real quickly, Dr. Corey Squared, he has 2 PhDs. I've seen him around Blab occasionally. Just want to remind everybody real quickly that we do have virtual networking live at 2 p.m. with Christy Smallwood. And let me get that link for you. And audio and video is on, you guys, so please feel free to come join us. We do a round robin of introductions. You do get the opportunity to share contact information and actually meet everybody that's in the room. And that happens at 2 p.m. today. I'll get that link for you.
My guest speaker is Ben Brown, and we're going to be discussing how to better your sales. So he is a sales trainer.
So I want to thank my guest, Ms. Kit Wong, for being here, and my co-host Christy Smallwood, as always. And you can see us, you will find us here on Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.